video, I'm going to explain why doing evil is actually tempting and why doing good is actually difficult to do. But before that, my name is Trevor, and I'm here to help young men like you grow and improve on your self-improvement journey. So why is evil tempting in the first place? Well, evil is actually tempting because Satan deceives us. He tries to get us to do things by not necessarily always telling us lies, but telling us, quote, the truth, but in a way that makes us think it means something different. So he's telling us the truth, but he's trying to lead us down his path, and he's trying to flip it, and so he's really still lying to you. And most of the time he will just directly lie to you. And so humans actually want things to be easy. They want things to be easier. And don't get this confused with you wanting to do things quickly, because obviously quick speeding up the things that you're doing, like working quicker and exercising quicker, obviously that's fine. But wanting things easy is different than wanting things quicker and in the way that you want to speed up things so you do more work. Wanting things easily in a way that you want to be lazier is bad, because more than likely, most of the time, these easy things that you do end up becoming destructive. And the easy things are addictive because a lot of easy things that we can do in the modern world, like just sit there and scroll on TikTok and play video games, they will give us dopamine, and they'll make you want to stay on the app longer because of their addictive processes and the way that they program your brain to want to stay on the app as long as possible. And so, why is good then difficult? If evil is tempting, then why is good hard? And that's because evil looks better. It looks like it's the better option because, oh, that's the one that I'm going to enjoy, or that's my passion, or whatever. That's the thing that I desire. And if you look at what the Bible says, the Bible tells you don't be materialistic. Don't chase money. Don't chase the nice cars, the nice house. Don't be lazy. All these things. And you look and you're like, wow, this really goes against the natural human desire. And that's what it is. The natural human desire is to sin. I can give you an example from the very first sin documented in the Garden of Eden by Eve. There was a serpent, a snake, that I believe is the devil. Pretty sure that's what it is. And the snake was, God told Eve, said, don't eat from this tree. If you eat from this tree, you'll surely die. And the snake's like, what? Did he really say that? No, you won't die. You're fine. You'll be perfectly fine. So then Eve ate the apple, gave some to Adam, was the first sin. And so why did that happen? It happened because Satan deceived Eve into thinking that it was perfectly fine to eat the apple. And so evil just looks better. Satan, he knows our desires and he knows what humans want and how humans think, and he uses that to his advantage. And it's also simply harder to do good. Of course, one of the sins in the Bible is being lazy. And obviously, working hard is a lot harder than not working hard and being lazy. So, why is this? Why is good to some people seen as difficult? Well, that is because the reward is great, and so you're going to have to put in work. You're going to have to want the reward, which is heaven. The reward is heaven. What you need to get there is you need to follow God. And so evil looks better. However, the reward for doing evil is hell. So obviously, if you look at it from a logical perspective, following God has the best path. And in the modern world, you'll actually almost be shamed for doing good and preaching in the streets. I see this guy. He goes and he preaches to these LGBT community meetup things, or whatever, and people will just walk up to him and cuss him out for no reason, scream in his face. And so it's actually interesting how you'll be shamed for doing good. And then obviously, if you look at Trump and all these people, because everybody knows that Trump was set up. I believe it was 3 or 4 days ago when he was found guilty or whatever. He wasn't really found guilty. It was more the judge said so. And a lot of people are saying, "Hey, this isn't fair. There's no way. This is all a bunch of doo doo." And so people will attack you for doing good. That's the kind of world that we live in. And I believe the out of the 12 apostles, one of them died naturally, and the other 11 were all killed, crucified, became martyrs, I believe they're called. And so you'll actually be shamed for doing good, and that's what makes evil seem more tempting. Is because if you do evil, you'll actually be accepted more by society. It's crazy to think about that. The more evil you do, other than like killing people, and that's like basically it. But other than that, you'll basically be praised to like do all the other sins, which is crazy, by the way. And so, with all of this, with evil being tempting and with good being a harder option, a more time consuming, and an option that you have to be more dedicated to, how are we supposed to always do good and stop doing evil? And so there's something that you need to understand. The only way that you are even able to resist evil in the first place is because God can save you, and only God can save you. Nobody else on the earth can save you. And so you have to love God because that's what sin is. Sin is going against God, it's not loving God. And so if you do love God, then you won't sin. And so that's step one is love God. Step two is to hate sin. So not only do you have to love God and love being righteous, but you have to hate sin. You have to have you have to swap it. Almost swap your desires. Your desire is now to do good, and now it's difficult to sin. But not it's not really difficult, it's more so you hate it and you don't want to do it. And so you swap those. And the third thing is you have to be reborn. Self-improvement it kind of gets there, but it's not all the way because one of the things that self-improvement is really missing is religion. And if self-improvement had religion, it would change the entire self-improvement industry if Christianity was applied to it. Everything would be different because a lot of these self-improvement influencers, they're only preaching money. And the Bible says, one, don't be greedy, and two, don't be materialistic. Don't care about wealth. And so that's one of the things that if you're on this self-improvement path, that's one of the things that you're going to have to sort of change about your mindset if you want to be religious, is that you have to stop caring about money. And so the only way you can resist evil is through God. And so you have to accept him. Without God, I mean, nothing would exist, obviously. But if we didn't have God basically helping us, we would just not be able to resist evil at all. You can join my free community with the first link in my bio. It's time to do the hard work starting now.